Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first round of the first ever United Collegiate Hockey Conference Tournament. We're tonight from beautiful Playland Ice Casino in a sunny and surprisingly warm Rye, New York. The 12-8-5 Manhattanville Valiants and the 13-9-3 Elmira Soaring Eagles do battle for the third time this season. Elmira coming away with a 5-3 win at the Murray Athletic Center on the second weekend of the season back in early November, rallying for the final 3 goals in that one. Elmira returning the favor, spoiling a 2-goal Manhattanville lead in the third period here at Playland last month as the teams played to a 4-4 tie. The Valiants coming in an all-time head-to-head advantage, the slightest of advantages, winning 26, losing 25, with 7 ties. The 7th tie, of course, coming in the game last month. Manhattanville coming in 6-3-2 at home this season, 4-0-1 in the last 5 home games that Elmira tied the lone non-win in that stretch. Elmira 3-5-2 in true road games this season. Elmira also 4-1 against current top 15 teams this season. Wins over Hobart, Geneseo, and a season sweep of the top overall seed in this UCHC tournament, Utica. So Elmira no stranger to the big moment. Manhattanville no stranger either, coming away with a Pathfinder Bank Oswego Hockey Classic Tournament championship this season after knocking off the top 5 team, Oswego State. So both of these teams no stranger to pressure situations. And Mike, as we welcome in Mike Puglisi. Mike, you can throw away the records on this one as, again, a tournament and playoff hockey is essentially the start of a new season where basically one game can end your season. So for a team like Manhattanville, who has been a little bit hot as of late, especially at home, what do they need to do to avoid a similar situation that we saw last month when they let that 2-goal third period lead slip away?
Well, I think the big thing is, and it's a lot easier said than done, trying to neutralize the first line of Elmira, where they have Ford, Powell, and Hughes. It's one of the best first lines in all of Division III, and maybe the very best, but they allowed that line to get some goals in the third period of that last game that they played to a 4-4 tie. So trying to, if not shut them down completely, trying to neutralize them at least a bit gives you a better chance, because Elmira's a top-heavy team. Their top 6 is one of the best in the country, but their bottom 6 lacks a little bit. Manhattanville has 11 players with at least 12 points on the team, and Elmira just 6 players with at least 12 points on their team. So if they can neutralize that top 6 and keep them having to roll 4 lines, then they'll be in good shape.
That 3-headed monster you mentioned of Ford, Powell, and Pucci, 1st, 3rd, and 5th among all UCHC skaters in points per game this season. So no slouch to finding the net are those 3. Pucci and Ford actually had 3 of Elmira's 4 goals in that 4-4 tie last month. Ford also assisted on 4 of the 7 goals he has not scored over both games between these 2 teams this season. And as for Elmira, you mentioned it briefly, if those top 6 can't, does this team stand a chance if those top 6 aren't able to maintain that high level of play they've had all season?
Well, if that's the case, they're going to have to get help from their depth players, the 3rd and 4th lines. They have obviously players in their bottom 6 that haven't contributed as much as the top line, but if Elmira's top line isn't firing on all cylinders, they're going to need their bottom 6 to step up, as well as maybe even have the defenseman chip in.
These 2 teams near polar opposites in terms of experience. Elmira coming in with no seniors on their roster, and 22 of their 27 players listed on the roster, freshmen or sophomores. This for Manhattanville, a junior-laden team. 13 juniors in all to go along with 5 seniors, 3 sophomores, and 8 freshmen. And you mentioned the experience factor, Mike, as again, just 2 players on the Elmira roster coming into tonight have played more than 60 career games. The Valiants with 8 players with 60 games or more under their belts. Starting lineups being introduced right now. We'll show you the lines. We'll start with Elmira, they receive no surprise. Ford, Powell, and Cucci, that top line, as we have mentioned before and will likely mention throughout the rest of the night. And Gennaro Anzavino getting the start tonight in goal. Jake Sabarin, who started both games earlier this season, not dressed tonight, so it will be the Gennaro Anzavino show for Elmira. And as for Manhattanville, Stephen Gall, the senior co-captain, joined by Corey Anderson and Brian Platt on the top line. And again, the Swedish defensive pairing of Garbinius and Arfelt in front of Tyler Fever, who has played more than 77% of all Manhattanville minutes this season. And it will be a key in tonight's game. We will step aside here with the national anthem just moments away, but we will return with the first period. You are listening to UCHC tournament action here at GoValiants.com. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Apologies for any and all technical difficulties those of you might be experiencing. We will work to clean any that might arise tonight as quickly as we can as we are underway here. Quick note on the starters, it's Jackson and Waltott. Jackson, the sophomore, Waltott, the junior, getting the defensive start tonight. Not the listed top line of CHC turn. Now Myra with a chance on Fever already, and a save made by Tyler Fever. Now Myra winning the face-off. And it looked like that was Spencer McLean. We mentioned the three-headed monster of Ford, Cucci, and Powell. McLean fourth on the team with 11 goals. Nearly coming away with his 12th of the season, just 39 seconds in. Manhattanville able to keep them out thanks to a fantastic save by the junior out of Whitby, Ontario. Now Garbinius in for Manhattanville. Garbinius lost it. Elmira trying to clears out. Arfelt pokes it back in. Martin behind the net to try and keep it in. Fight for it on the far side. Bodies piling up. McLean got a stick on that one, but seemed to really bat that back into traffic, and Elmira finally plays out. Manhattanville forced to vacate the zone. McLean and the two McLeans, Kenny and Spencer, get tangled up that time. It is Kenny coming away the victor as Manhattanville regains the puck here. Arfelt look for Garbinius, taken away though, and another chance smothered by Fever.
This has been a good start for Elmira. They've been the faster team so far. They've been winning the battles to the pucks, and every time they get an opportunity, they're firing at the net. And Fever's made a few good saves to start this one.
Not sure if Moses was trying to pass it across or take a shot at Fever, but in any case, Fever in position. Smothers with 90 seconds gone in the opening period as Ferraro sends it around the board. Berglund poked it out, but Elmira quickly back to retrieve. Again, third meeting between these two teams this season. Manhattanville 1-0-1. The 5-3 win at Elmira on the second weekend of the season. And again, the 4-4 tie here at Playland last month. Manhattanville with a 4-2 lead entering the third, and now before Elmira rallied for the tie. This shot thrown wide off the stick of Marco Ferraro. Manhattanville picking up the offensive pressure a little bit now, trying to keep in the zone. Lepato, nice interception behind the net, but he has it quickly taken away. And Elmira able to clear it out of the zone and poke it further ahead. Berglund started after it, but now will head to his bench for a line change. Jeff Beck, Casper Durson, and Nigel Slade, the forwards out now for Manhattanville. Durson, of course, one of the assistant captains on this Manhattanville team. Berglund and Gall, the co-captains. Garbinius and Durson, two of the 6 Swedes on this team.
And we do have a score update for the other first-round UCHC tournament game. Newman leading Lebanon Valley 1-0 early in that one.
Of course, the 6-3 matchup in that one. Lebanon Valley, the 3 seed. Newman, the 6 seed.
So should that score hold and Newman hang on to win, the winner of this game would go to Stevenson this coming Saturday.
There's a shot off the pipe. Jackson had a look, but the referee waving off the goal as the puck goes out of play. Jackson, who scored 2 goals in the 5-3 win earlier this season, nearly come away with a quick strike that time, but just wide off the pipe as Azavino breathes a sigh of relief for the time being. But Manhattanville still within the zone as Azavino steers that shot by Platt wide. As a series of bodies go crashing into the boards behind the net. Anderson had to take it right off his stick that time. Nice play by Ford on the defensive side. So Elmira tries to regroup here. But Manhattanville quickly coming away with it once again. Arfield has it poked off the stick by Blake O'Neill. O'Neill, the lone captain for this Soaring Eagle squad. And Cucci starting back the other way for Elmira. Cucci around a screen from his own teammate. Not sure if Gall or Ford got in the way of that one. If it was Ford, obviously a case of friendly fire there, blocking his own teammate's shot. As Harry Kramer is unable to keep that one in the relative zone as the puck goes all the way back behind Anzavino. As Matt Lippa, Jared Martin, and the aforementioned Kenny McLean, the 3 forwards out there right now for Manhattanville. Ferraro and Joel Knight, the blue liners for the Valiants. Puck dumped in, Fever drifted out of his net, now it drifts back as Martin starts the rush once again. As Knight lost an edge, the puck goes behind the net. McLean out front, Lippa threw it back to Ferraro. Ferraro shot snared by Anzavino. 15:21 left here in this opening period as both teams now starting to pick up a little offensive momentum. Elmira controlled the first 2 minutes or so, but Manhattanville, the aggressors in the last 2.5. Faceoff coming to Anzavino's stick side. As Lepato kicks it back to Bomarito, who tries to keep it in. Berglund applying some pressure. Loose puck near center ice, right under our broadcast position here as Elmira with a chance in the zone. Now Fever and taken down and crashing into the net. Anthony Mangiano. 15:03 left following the net moorings being jarred loose. Nice to see everyone up and skating under their own power there. You see plays like that all the time, and always a chance for an injury, but all 10 skaters and Fever on their feet.
They're going to bring the face-off out of the offensive zone on that one, I believe. Due to Mangiano taking it right in and going into Tyler Fever, so face-off's going to come out.
As Elmira controls once again, and a long shot will be smothered by Fever. Not sure if that was an attempted dump or a quick strike, hoping to catch Fever by surprise. But again, Fever, coming in with a 2.42 goals against average and a .914 save percentage on the season, playing nearly 1,200 minutes coming into this one. In solid position there as the face-off controlled by the Valiants, though briefly as the shot in on Fever is blocked and controlled by Jackson. Jackson across for Bomarito. Bomarito waits, throws one behind Lopato, and the shot by Berglund is saved. Looks like the pass was intended for Lopato, but Berglund trailing the play in good position and got a solid look, but Anzavino keeping it out.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the intended target. It ended up there anyway, but good save by Anzavino on that one, just keeping it out of the net.
Offense by accident. Berglund nearly come away with one there, but we remain scoreless here as we approach the 14-minute mark of this opening period. Puck on the far side, played off the boards by Arfelt, but intercepted by Elmira. Slade applying some pressure. Beck coming in for Manhattanville as well. Puck comes out of the zone and dumped right back in by Arfelt. Actually got that one on net. A no-look backhander from behind the blue line. Grabbed by Anzavino. Elmira starts back on the attack here. Fever behind his net with a number of Soaring Eagles in the zone as Fever quickly gets back into his crease. Garbinius throws one in and will head off as the Valiants will complete another line change here. The Gall, Platt, and Anderson line out there now for Manhattanville, joined by Ferraro and Knight on the blue line. Pass too far out in front as Elmira's latest rush comes to a quick end here. As Ferraro will wrap one around the boards. And poked out. And poked right back in. 13 minutes even left in this one. Again, no score. UCHC first round action here between Elmira and Manhattanville. And again, depending on the Lebanon Valley Newman winner, Utica or Stevenson await the winner of this game. Of course, the lowest remaining seed will head to the top-seeded Pioneers. Mustangs will await the lower seed of the two. McLean's beating up the left. Now waits, tries to throw it in front. Martin with a backhander save by Anzavino. So McLean got one on net, and Martin just unable to bury that one.
I believe that was two chances in front. First, the shot from the corner, and then great chance in front. I believe it was Jared Martin who got the opportunity, not able to put it in. So Anzavino's been sharp to start this game, no question.
As Elmira finally able to clear the zone here. Now a chance on Fever. Pass in front, just a little too far in front of Mitch Atkins.
I believe Kenny McLean may have gotten a stick on that as well and deflected it into the corner.
As Fever comes behind his net and leaves it for Axel Waltod. Yeah, we mentioned Fever. Anzavino comes in with a 2.37 goals against average, a .919 save percentage as he and Sabrin about a 60-40 split in minutes played this season. Fever again playing more than 77% of Manhattanville's minutes coming into this one. Is Berglund applying some pressure there, forcing the turnover, and Manhattanville throws one in on Anzavino as he makes the save, and a little bit of trouble clearing that out of the crease that time.
Wouldn't have counted regardless. Manhattanville was on a delayed offside, so in the unlikely event that had actually got in, would not have counted for Manhattanville.
So Elmira now back the other way. Puck thrown in front. Elmira still with it in another attempt. Some fancy attempts that time, passing attempts I should say, from Anthony Mangiano, but both unable to find their target. Alexi Ohala was in the area both times, but About 4 Manhattanville players were in the area as well. As Garbenius waits behind Fever. And now starts up with it once again. We go under 11 minutes now in the opening period. Puck dumped in. As Beck and Slade find some pressure here. Slade leaves for Knight. Knight's pass deflected in the corner. Beck over to retrieve. Loose stick on the ice as Knight able to keep it in briefly. Burrow squeezes to keep it in. Nice job by the Blue Liners. Continuing this rush for at least the next few seconds. Another stick still on the ice of the shot on Zavino. Save made. Casper Durson had a look from the right wing, but just unable to bury that one.
I believe a Manhattanville player had a chance for a rebound in the slot, and there was an Elmira player who made a good defensive play with the stick, tying up the sticks, not allowing Manhattanville to get another offensive shot.
As the shot off the boards, a near perfect redirection that time for Manhattanville, but thankfully Anzavino in the area for Elmira. There's another shot steered wide as Elmira starts back up on the rush once again. Series of bodies piling up as the puck is played back out in a slap shot. Grabbed by Fever off the stick of Calvin Houston. 9:31 left in a scoreless opening period, though no shortage of opportunities thus far.
And we do have another score update. Lebanon Valley and Newman now tied at 1 in the first period. That game being played in Lebanon Valley. So they came back to tie it about midway through the first. So back to an even slate there.
So Elmira won the faceoff, but couldn't keep it in the zone as they will be forced to retreat as Waltop plays the one off the ref. So the puck still in the zone now as McLean finally able to clear it as he throws one across for Stephen Gall. Gall will dump into the Elmira zone and head off as the Martin Lippa McLean line returns for Manhattanville. Oscar Arthur with a nice series of moves, but taken off his feet by Elmira. Quickly back up as Lippa had a look, but Elmira in good defensive position there to deny him. What would have been an otherwise unguarded look from point-blank range.
And that was Anthony Perucci, I believe, who was able to get out in front of the net and deny the offensive opportunity in front. And
Lippa, of course, the team's leading scorer for the second year in a row. 16 goals, 14 assists coming into this one. Recorded at least 1 point in his last 7 games, including 5 multi-point efforts. Lippa did not record a point in the 4-4 tie here back in the middle of January. As Lippa, McLean, and Martin start to apply some pressure here as Elmira waits and finally comes out from behind Anzavino. Puck now in possession of Jared Martin. Martin leads for McLean. McLean's shot wide of the mark. Puck off the boards controlled by Mitch Atkins. Atkins in the zone. Atkins in on Fever. His shot goes wide. Another shot just wide of the mark. That from the stick of Ryan Blaze.
Elmira really starting to up the offense here in the last even 30 seconds to a minute. Every opportunity they get, much like they did at the beginning of the game, every opportunity they get, they are firing away.
Memories full. At the intermission. We're back underway. Under 8 minutes now left in this opening period. As Bomarito throws one across. Well, between the legs of Berglund. As Manhattanville looks to keep it in the zone here. Elmira finally comes away as that pass went off the stick, it looked like, of Brent Lafayette, and that will be an icing call on Elmira. So a bit of an unfortunate break that time, as it looked like Lafayette had gotten in the way of a pass that might have been intended for Alexio Hala. So instead it will be a face-off on Anzavino's glove side here. Slade to take. Stevenson had it for a second, but taken right off his stick. Jackson kicks it to keep it in. Slade with it now behind the net. Slade had it poked away, now retrieves. Slade, good body control, not allowing the Elmira defender to body him out of the play. As Jackson, right to left, keeps it in here. Back line for Slade once again. Nice defensive play by O'Neal to take Slade off the puck. Is Elmira able to clear it out. Chance now for Lafayette, quickly intercepted by Jackson. So Manhattanville's 23 takes out Elmira's 23. Jackson throws one just too far in front of Slade. Got a little bit of a stick on it, and Arfelt trailing the play comes away with it.
Well, 1-on-5 right now.
And the one's winning as Arfeld's able to hold long enough for the other 4 Valiants to change nearly the entire line here. As Elmira finally back with it. Shot on Fever goes wide from Patrick Schmelzinger. Another shot grabbed from the corner by Fever. So the momentum swinging back and forth here. Both teams with opportunities not that dissimilar from what we saw between the Manhattanville women and Stevenson last weekend. As it seemed like one rush after another was stopped by Manhattanville's Rose Pajaka and Stevenson's Katie DeRosa, as Anzavino and Fever keeping this game scoreless through almost 14 minutes. Shot off the boards, dangerous play that time. Fever smothers near the pipe.
I think that may have been an intentional play where trying to bank off the boards and have it come out in front for a rebound opportunity, but not able to connect. Good awareness by Fever, being able to cover it up before the opportunity was there.
We've seen a number of odd angles tonight. We saw a shot off the boards go right on net. Now a shot from behind the net, redirecting right to our goalies. As Gall around the net, Gall waits. Both teams now entering the zone. Plywood on the far side throws it back for Gall. Gall might have had that pass deflected. Might have been looking for Lapato. As Knight briefly kept it in, but Elmira comes away with it now. Here's Ford. Ford could not get around Knight. Nice defensive play there by the sophomore out of Stony Creek, Ontario. As Bomarito goes 1-on-3. Pokes it free as Manhattanville now. As Waltott's shot blocked by Perucci. Comes all the way back for Fever, who has to leave his net.
He didn't leave his net. That was going to be a breakaway opportunity there.
Shot from Perucci goes wide. Waltott again back to retrieve. Pressure from Atkins. Puck poked free and taken right back in and poked again out briefly by Waltott as Manhattanville finally comes away with it.
Bergman didn't know where the puck was there.
Bomarito left it for where Berglund was, but not where he was going, as Elmira comes away with it. And in the slot, Lafayette was wide open, but the pass just a little behind him as Fever goes down on all fours.
That was Ryan Jackson. He came in and got a stick on it. That was a really good defensive play there. And now Lippa with an opportunity.
Lippa in the zone, poked away by Calvin Houston. Lippa made a nice move to get around one defender, but Houston in good position, wasn't about to let it become 2. Another stick loose on the ice as Arfelt tried to throw it across, instead just dumps it behind the net here. Under 4 minutes left now in this opening period. Still no scores. Arfelt with a slapper goes wide. Puck comes all the way out for Garbinius. He'll throw it back in for Martin. Martin around the boards, but no Valiants in the area. Lippa now squeezing in. Briefly keeps it in the zone, but Knight, as it leaves the zone, will just dump it back in as the Valiants will complete a line change. The Durson Slade Beck line back out there for the Valiants. Durson comes away with it. It's got 1-on-4 here. His shot blocked. Looked like Kevin DeMagno got a body on that one. Puck poked. Pass center ice back for Ferraro. Head for Knight. Durson threw one ahead, looking for Slade, but one too many Soaring Eagles in the area that time. Puck is back for Ferraro. That can't quite get to it as Knight squeezes in for Manhattanville. Shot of Anzavino steered wide. As the puck goes out of play here with 2:55 left here in the opening period.
I feel like in the last 2-3 minutes, Manhattan is really starting to up the pressure on the forecheck. They're getting in, they're dumping in, they're all getting in, chasing after, and creating a good amount of offensive opportunities.
Lipa, who we mentioned, at least 1 point in team's last 7 games, had a chance with a nice move on that last rush, but it was quickly snuffed out by Lafayette. Speaking of point streaks, Cucci for the Soaring Eagles coming in with at least 1 point in 13 of Elmira's last 15 games. So Lipa and Cucci both with a little bit of offensive momentum coming into this one as Gall briefly bited off the play, almost lost his footing, able to maintain both his footing and puck control here. As Waltop with a shot knocked aside. Not sure if that made it all the way to Anzavino or blocked just before it reached him. As Waltop with it again, thrown in front, deflected over the net. Dangerous play that time as Manhattanville.
I believe that was Brian Platt who got a stick on his front looking for a redirection, but deflected it all the way over the top.
Shot comes out for Jackson. Hit the pipe again.
Multiple iron shots for Manhattanville here in the first period.
Ryan Jackson hitting the pipe for the second time in the first, 17:59. We mentioned the 2 goals he had in the 5-3 win on the second weekend of the season, and twice in the opening period he has just, and I mean just, missed his 8th goal of the season.
Corey Anderson skating all over to the bench, shaking his head, couldn't believe they weren't able to bury that one.
As the puck tracked down by Elmira behind their own net. Borglund applying some pressure for Manhattanville. Puck blocked before it could reach Anzavino as Elmira will clear the zone here. Bomarito quickly throws one back in. Puck slows to a crawl behind Anzavino here.
And we are going to have our first penalty of the game, I believe.
It does look that way. Looks like Joe Smith, the freshman out of Holbrook, Mass, will be guilty of the first penalty of the game here. It is a roughing call on Smith, so Manhattanville with the first man advantage of the game for either side here. As Elmira quickly clears the faceoff out of the zone.
We haven't had a chance to talk about special teams to this point, but Manhattanville's power play, 21% on the season, so very serviceable power play here. And for Elmira, as far as the penalty kill goes, very effective, 83%, 84% in conference play, so something to watch in both teams with good strengths here. We'll see what happens.
Manhattanville with it once again, back up for Arfeld. Arfeld across for goal. His slap shot is in the back of the net. As Manhattanville takes a 1-0 lead here. And a correction, Taylor Bomarito, not Stephen Gall, with Manhattanville's first goal of the game. Bomarito with his 10th goal of the season off the beautiful feed from Arfeld.
That was great puck movement all around. They got it up top, moved it around, find the open man for the one-timer in the back of the net. Make it look so easy sometimes. A 1-0 lead for Manhattanville here in just about the last minute of the first.
1:02 left in the first period. Manhattanville takes the 1-0 lead here on Bomarito's 10th goal of the year. Of course, Bomarito and Gall, both lefties, both similar statures, so my apologies to Taylor on that one, as the freshman out of Sterling Heights, Michigan, makes it 1-0 here as we go under 1 minute left in the first. Again, we didn't have too much time to talk about the power play opportunities before that. Manhattanville in each game against Elmira this season with a short-handed goal. So that's the first power play goal for Manhattanville against the Soaring Eagles of the season after a short-handed goal in both the 5-3 win and the 4-4 tie. As Manhattanville looking for a 2-0 lead here as we go under 10 seconds. As the puck goes behind the net for Kenny McLean, under 5. And that will do it for the opening 20 minutes here from Playland Ice Casino.
Manhattanville keeps up their dominance in the first period, outscoring their opponents by 15 in the first period this season. Continues that, and that was big for Manhattanville based on their track record. When they have a lead at the end of the first, 11-0-3, when they're either tied or behind, just one win on the season. So the big goal there, if history is any indication for Manhattanville.
An 11-7 shot advantage for Manhattanville in the opening period. And that 11th shot, the biggest of them all, Taylor Bomarito, freshman with his 10th goal of the season, Arfelt with his 13th assist of the season, putting Manhattanville up 1-0 at the end of one. Again, Adam Ryder, Mike McGleesey with you from the Ice Casino tonight for UCHC tournament first round action. Manhattanville, the 4 seed, Elmira, the 5 seed. Again, Lebanon Valley and Newman, the 3-6 game going on tonight as well. We will update you on that throughout the evening, as it is a 1-1 game still between the Flying Dutchman.
And that has gone to the first intermission as well.
We will return for the second period in a few minutes. You are listening to Manhattanville men's hockey here at Go Valiants. welcome back. Or for those of you just joining us, welcome. UCHC first round tournament action tonight here from Playland Ice Casino between the 4th-seeded Manhattanville Valiants and 5th-seeded Elmira Soaring Eagles. A 1-0 lead for Manhattanville as we start the second on the strength of Taylor Bomarito's 10th goal of the year. Right at the tail end of that opening period, 1:02 left on the clock, with Bomarito's strike off the 13th assist of the season from Oscar Arfeld and the 9th assist of the season from Kevin Lapato. Again, we're just seconds away here.
That 10th goal of the season was 7th on the power play, so he's been a bit of the power play specialist for Manhattanville this season.
As the teams have swapped sides here. Manhattanville now going from our left to our right, Elmira our right to our left here from our broadcast position here at Playland Ice Casino. As always, you can follow the live stats tonight at govaliants.com or by heading right to sidearmstats.com/Manhattanville/mhockey. Steve Sheridan on the stat laptop tonight as we have, we're still here with just 12 seconds gone by in the second period. Manhattanville an 11-7 shot advantage in that opening period as well.
As we talked about right at the top of the broadcast, that top line for Elmira obviously not able to get anything going offensively so far. So that Manhattanville's game plan to this point, so far so good, but no opportunity here.
The shot on Fever is knocked high, that off the stick of Matthew Cucci, one of the 3 heads on the top line monster for the Soaring Eagles.
We talked about it. If they're able to neutralize them, shut them down even to an extent, Manhattanville's going to be in good shape, and that's what they've done to this point.
The 1-0 lead for Manhattanville, the 3rd time this season they've had a 1-goal lead at the end of the first period. A 2-1 lead in the 5-3 win at Elmira, and a 1-0 lead in the 4-4 tie here at Playland. So again, the 3rd 1-goal lead at the end of the first for Manhattanville against the Soaring Eagles this season. This puck again goes out of play. 19:31 left in the second period. Face-off coming to Fever's stick side as Lipa dumps it out of the zone, looking for McLean. Garbinius able to keep it in. McLean with a chance. McLean in. Out of play as McLean goes down in the process. So Garbinius, who just so happened to be in the same relative area, was able to get a stick on that one. I'm not sure if McLean would have handled that cleanly as the pass was a little far in front of him, but Garbinius able to tap that and redirect it to McLean, creating the chance and now the face-off. As the puck again thrown out, and Garbinius again. A quick shift. Again, we apologize for any and all technical difficulties. We will attempt to fix any that may arise as quickly as we can tonight. 18-16 left here in the second period. Again, a 1-0 Manhattanville lead on Taylor Bomarito's 10th goal of the season. UCHC first round tournament action. Winner of this game will travel to Stevenson or Utica, depending on the final.
I don't know if it was a save made or deflected in front. Or
looks like a
tough task ahead in the next 2 minutes.
Apologies once again for any stream glitches. Again, Elmira, first power play of the game here. Shot on Fever goes in. Nick Ford. We mentioned the 3-headed monster in Ford, the team's leading scorer coming in. His 22nd goal, 41st point of the season. As again, a diving save by Fever.
Unbelievable. See, I don't even know if he knew where the puck was. I think he was just doing that on instinct.
Right here for the time being. I'm out of ideas. I'm out of what could be causing this. So 16 wide of the net. Puck dumped in right into the 5-hole. Dan Smith, which is a unknown series of events here at Playland Casino tonight, disrupting our live stream, which again we'll be working to correct and bring you a clean feed to the best of our abilities here tonight. Again, UCHC first round tournament action. Nick Ford answering Taylor Bomarito's goal here in the second period. Bomarito again scoring at the end of the opening period. Ford equalizing just a few minutes ago. As lip into the zone, left for Lapato. Manhattanville screaming for a penalty, not getting one. Bomarito hit for Lapato. Lapato, the ton of speed, crossing center ice for Berglund. His shot deflected wide behind the net. Lapato poked it in front, but Elmira quick to come away with it. Bomarito now back, leaves for Knight, who will leave for Ferraro. Ferraro went down, and not sure if he was tripped. That does appear to be the case, as looks like Anthony Mangiano will head to
try to even it back up, get back to the 2-1 lead.
So Manhattanville now the second man advantage, as Elmira quickly knocks the puck out of the zone as Garbinius back to retrieve off the boards, looking for Anderson. This puck comes back for Ryan Jackson. Garbinius, after retreating, finally starts back up, leaves for Jackson. Jackson back into the zone. Leaves it for Anderson, now for Platt. Over to Gall. Cross Garbinius. His shot knocked down. Anderson couldn't get a clean stick on it as Elmira clears the zone.
And Zavino didn't know where that one was. He wasn't sure if he got a piece of it or not. Looked down, looked behind him. But Elmira able to get the clear.
As Garbinius starts back with it once again. Platt in the zone, immediately poked back out. But again, a 2-1 Manhattanville lead here on the Jared Martin goal. Martin, his 6th goal of the season. So Martin and Bomarito, the goal scorers tonight for Manhattanville. Of course, Nick Ford, the lone goal for Elmira. 8:20 left here in the second period. In UCHC first round tournament action. 4-5 matchup here tonight. Manhattanville the 4, Elmira the 5 seed. Lebanon Valley and Newman in the 3-6 game. We will be updating you on that score throughout the night as well. Clock stopping now with 7:57 left in the second period. Again, we'd like to welcome and thank all of our viewers for joining us here on Bomarito's goal. Ford answered, and now Martin putting Manhattanville again up 2-1. 7.5 left now in the second period. As Durson and Slade applying some pressure for Manhattanville as Elmira comes right back the other way. John Fever save made, rebound knocked wide. Ford looking for his second of the game that time, but Fever denied him as shot from the blue line from Ryan Blaze blocked in front.
This is that top line we talked about once again. Creating offensive opportunities, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them getting double shifted at some point in the near future if they continue the offensive success.
111 points combined coming in for Ford, Powell, and Cucci, and of course Ford adding to that total earlier. As Elmira looking to equalize once again. Still within the zone. Kick back in, thrown across, shot. Might have been missed by Chris Moses. Moses had a rather wide open net. Had he been able to corral that one, but a little too much zip on the pass.
This is a dangerous situation for Manhattanville here. It's a long change to the bench in the second period. Elmira in the offensive zone able to complete a change if they choose to, but it looks like they're going to roll with their top three for the time being. Finally, Manhattanville able to get the clear that they need.
As Gall pokes it ahead and gives chase as it comes all the way down to Anzavino, who will freeze it.
Saturday.
Of course, the Manhattanville women slated to play Stevenson this Saturday. So a potential Manhattanville-Stevenson doubleheader should things hold. A sizable Manhattanville athletics contingent in the building tonight as well. Members of the Manhattanville baseball team, men's lacrosse team, and the aforementioned women's hockey team all in the building tonight. An excellent show of support for Manhattanville athletics all the way around. As the puck comes back out for Elmira, and a chance here for Lafayette. His shot grabbed by Fever. Stops the clock with 5.
Big and a good save.
Referee separating some extracurricular activity after the whistle. Get resettled here. The faceoff will be just outside the blue line here. Lapato to take for Manhattanville. But Atkins comes away the victor that time. We approach 5.5 minutes now left in the second period as Lapato with an interception and a shot wide. Lapato had a look from point blank range, but threw one wide left of the mark. Elmira back the other way. Attempted dump in, blocked by Ferraro, and a quick whistle with 5:21.
And we are going to have, I believe, another penalty. Or, actually, I may be mistaken. I'm not sure what the whistle was at. Possibly an offside there, actually. My apologies on that, but we play on.
5:21 left in the second period here. Lapato now to take a faceoff in his own zone as Elmira comes away with it. Pass in front, hitting a series of bodies as Lapato again comes away with it. A little too far in front for Berglund. Elmira turns to the zone once again as a shot grabbed by Fever. Atkins took a shot right into the body. And Fever able to smother that one, not allowing any rebound opportunities, and more importantly, allowing a Manhattanville line change.
I feel like Fever's starting to settle in. He had the one goal early in the second, was solid in the first, and like you said, not allowing a lot of rebounds. So I get the feeling Fever's very comfortable so far tonight.
Of course, Fever, the absolutely spectacular sprawling save early on in the second period when Patrick Schmelzinger was in a position to put Elmira up to clear the zone, and they do. Puck dump behind Fever's net. Fever actually retrieved, throws it off the boards, and just barely kept in and thrown right back in by the captain, Blake O'Neill. Fever again grabs and not allowing any rebound opportunities. Fresh legs coming out for both sides here as the Anderson, Platt, and Gall line returns for Manhattanville. Anderson and Gall, second and fourth on the team in goals entering this one.
And to this point, it had been a good job by Fever handling the puck behind his own net, but there a turnover at the blue line, waiting for an opportunity for Elmira.
As Gall now with a chance, speeding up the left side. Gall not able to get a clean shot that time. As the puck brought back out in a 2-on-1 here for Elmira. As Jackson comes speeding back into play. Jackson unable to get back as Elmira. Powell, the second member of the three-man power trip. His 14th goal of the season. Again, tying the game at 2 here as we go under 4 minutes left in the second period, and Cucci, the third member of that trio, getting credit for the assist that time. Cucci's 21st assist of the season. So the big three each with a point now in this one. As we are again knotted at 2 with 3:40 left in the second period. Again, should things go to overtime, we would play continuous overtime until a game-winning goal is scored. No shootouts in this one tonight.
Still a long way to go, so no guarantee that that's going to happen, but always a possibility.
There's Knight with a nice move clearing the zone here. Knight throws him ahead. Martin and Lipa in the area. Puck comes right back out for Elmira. Lafayette had it taken off his stick by Garbenius. Garbenius off the boards. Martin leaves for Lapato. 3-on-3 now as Lapato's shot blocked. Lipa comes with it. Lipa a little behind Garbenius. Garbenius forced to retreat. Lapato comes around. His shot knocked aside. Plays behind for Bomarito. Arfeld calling for it. He receives. He'll wait. Throw it in front. And Lapato again. Nice work to keep it in the zone.
I believe Arfeld was shooting for the stick of Lapato, looking for a redirection in front, not able to connect there.
As Elmira can't keep it, can't clear the zone as Lapato just keeps it in the zone as the shot from Arfeld deflected wide. Lapato once again back for Garbenius. 2:20 to go in the second period. Arfeld shot knocked wide. Rebound. Lapato unable to finish. Lapato had an open net but had just barely overskated the puck, and by the time he was able to redirect his body, Anzavino had scrambled back to get a pad on that one.
And that was Chris Moses, fourth line center for Elmira, with a diving play in front, not allowing the second chance opportunity. So a great play there. Manhattanville denied the opportunity for the 3-2 lead.
2:15 left in this one again. 2-all here in the second period. As Elmira controls the faceoff beyond their own net. Starting up off the boards, and Garbenius with a nice play, not allowing Spencer McLean to get around him. McLean with it once again, however. McLean waits, throws it back for O'Neill. Shot wide of the mark from Ryan Blaze. Manhattanville looks to clear as the referee trying to skid out of the way there. Puck comes back for Blaze at his shot, goes wide off the boards. 1:35 left in the second period. Elmira looking for a 3-2 lead. Another shot by O'Neill, blocked by Bomarito, right back to O'Neill. O'Neill a little closer, his shot.
Deflected out of play, I believe, on
A
the
series
second
of
chance.
bodies in front of Fever that time, as the puck does indeed go out of play with 1:22 left on the clock here in the second period. Again, UCHC first round tournament action. Live stats of tonight's game available courtesy of Steve Sheridan at govance.com or by heading right to sidearmstats.com/Manhattanville/M-Hockey. Again, with Bomarito and Martin, the two goal scorers tonight for Manhattanville. And Ford and Powell, the two for Elmira. Elmira still within the zone. Shot in front. Blocked. Elmira still with it, though. Anderson got a stick on it, but wasn't able to get it out of the zone. That going off of Platt and into the boards as the puck finally out of the zone for Manhattanville. We go into a minute here in the second period. Dumped in by Cucci and grabbed by Jackson. There's an icing call despite Platt hustling into the play that time. We'll stop the clock with 39.7 here in the second period. Face-off coming to Fever's glove side. We go under 30 seconds here in the second period. Elmira crossing center ice. Kramer throws one in front and grabbed by Fever with 18.1 left in the period.
To me, I know he's given up the 2 goals here in this period, but been consistent throughout the game. Obviously, the 2 goals given up, but looks like he's in a comfortable position to this point.
As Jeff Beck comes away with it. Beck tries to go 1-on-3, checked out of the play. Through ahead for Durson. As we go under 10 seconds left in the period. Under 5. Comes out for Ferraro, his shot blocked wide, and that will do it for the second period. A 2-2 game here as we head to the third, as Elmira with a 16-8 shot advantage in that second period, now with a 23-19 edge in that category as we head to the third.
And this is what we talked about at the top of the broadcast, and I said it at the top. It's going to be a lot easier said than done, but Manhattanville's going to have to find a way, somehow, to shut down that first line of Elmira, because if they don't, they're going to be in deep trouble going into the third. And when they're tied at the end of the second period, just for Manhattanville, 3-2-1. Elmira tied at the end of 2-1-2, so nearly identical records for both teams when tied after the end of the second period.
And Ford and Powell, the 2 leading point players for Elmira, coming in their 41st and 38th points of the season respectively. Cucci adding an assist, rounding out the aforementioned big 3. With potentially 20 minutes now left in this one. It's Elmira 2 and Manhattanville 2. You are listening to Manhattanville Men's Hockey UCHC first round tournament action here at GoValiants.com. We are going to step aside for a few minutes and return with third period action here at GoValiants.com. Don't go anywhere, folks. welcome back. Thank you to everyone out there who has joined us and stuck with us tonight through our technical glitches. Our clock cam has been fixed for the time being, as we are just moments away from the third and potentially final period here in the 4-5 matchup in the first round of the UCHC tournament between the 4th-seeded Manhattanville Valiants and the 5th-seeded Elmira Soaring Eagles. And we've touched upon the big three of Elmira all night long: Nick Ford, Connor Powell, and Matthew Cucci. And perhaps of no surprise, Cucci with 2 assists, Ford and Powell with a goal and an assist apiece, responsible for all Elmira points tonight. For the Valiants, Taylor Bomrio's 10th goal of the season made it 1-0. Jared Martin's 6th goal of the season briefly put them up 2-1. But both teams with 2 goals through 2 periods, as the teams will swap sides. Once again, Manhattanville once again going from our right to our left. Elmira our left to our right here, as we are just about ready for the third and final period. We are underway as Elmira. But Elmira, as play is stopped, here's the Elmira training staff on the ice. Watch the printer when you lean. So second goal of the game for Powell, is 15th now of the season. Again, just 17 seconds into the third period here. It is now 3-2 Soaring Eagles. So Elmira with a 10-goal advantage in third period play this season.
And good to see Nick Ford get to his feet. Not sure what happened, wasn't able to see it, but skating off under his own power. Hopefully he will be okay.
As play about set to resume here, the face-off to come at center ice shortly. So it will be Kenny McLean to take for Manhattanville. The McLean, Martin, and Lippeline out there now. Mitch Atkins to take for Elmira.
And we've touched on it time and again throughout this broadcast, that top line of Elmira and Manhattanville. I mean, that top line seems to be getting the better of them right now, and Manhattanville wants a chance to get back in this game. They're going to have to shut them out virtually the rest of the way.
The three had a combined 8 points in the 4-4 tie back in January, and again, that trio wrecking havoc on this Manhattanville squad. As again,
Plain coming off to the bench, grabbing his hand. Not sure what happened, but keep our eyes on that as well.
As Elmira again pressing as they look for a 2-goal lead as the shot on Fever save, rebound. Wide, that off the stick of Anthony Perucci. Elmira playing with a bit of a pep in their step after Powell's second, excuse me. As Elmira still with it in the zone as the shot goes wide. Elmira, a long offensive zone being maintained here. The Valiants again unable to get it out.
They're just out hustling Manhattanville to the puck, getting to loose pucks, winning the 50-50 battles, leading to this going on about over a minute of offensive zone time. Now Manhattanville able to finally get it clear.
As it's immediately poked free of Lippistick. Manhattanville is able to finally change the lines here, as are the Soaring Eagles, as we go under the 18-minute mark in this one. Pato unable to grab that puck as it's now taken for getting back into the play and then blocking Lapato's shot. Fever. Slade leaves for Durson once again. He'll leave back for Jeff Beck. His shot might not have gotten a clean stick on it that time, as Beck was bodied out of the play, as Jackson with a nice takeaway there, going 1-on-4. Jackson throws one in front. Waltott didn't get all of that one.
Something to mention, Nick Ford back on the ice for Elmira, so good to see him back out, that he is okay, and we play on.
Only a few minutes missed there for Ford as Anderson shot gloved by Gennaro Anzavino. We've seen Anderson score on a play just like that this season, a quick wrister from the left side, but Anzavino not letting that one past him, keeping Elmira in front with 15:39 left in regulation. As the Lippa, Martin, and McLean line back out once again with Garbenius and Arfelt, the blue liners. McLean on the far side. Martin now with it. Back up for Arfelt. In front, rebound, and the net comes off its moorings. Martin timed that rush perfectly off the Arfelt shot and had a little bit of room there, but the Elmira defense quickly sniffing that one out. And Martin taking the net off its moorings here with 15:22 to go. Will allow both teams to catch their breath for a moment. Here's the faceoff, will come out of the zone.
I think if you're Manhattanville, you just keep doing that. Obviously, never a bad play to go to the net, never a bad play to throw the puck to the net. Never know what can happen. So that's philosophy they're going to go with. They're just going to have to keep it up and hope something obviously goes their way at some point in the next 15 minutes.
There's an offsides call as Joe Smith a little too quick on that one before Elmira could get out of the zone here. Clock will stop with 15:08. Into the Manhattanville zone, 14:54 left in this one as the amount of time between whistles slowly coming down little by little here, just a few seconds it seems coming off, with both teams maybe a little too aggressive trying to get quick shots on net here. Lepato again to take, a little bit of an entanglement there with Chris Moses. Shot to
we've seen a lot of that fourth line of Elmira so far here in the third. It may be the team that, or the line that Elmira is going to lean on for defensive purposes to try to protect the lead.
Schmelzinger nearly redirected that one in just wide. Elmira keeping into the zone. Another shot by Schmelzinger goes wide. Under 14.5 left in this one. Elmira continuing offensive pressure here as Gall finally able to get it out of the zone. See if Manhattanville can get a bit of a rush started themselves. Nice job by Gall holding that one while Manhattanville got some fresh legs on the ice behind the play. And Cucci finally comes away for Elmira. Cucci's shot on Fever, knocked wide to the far side. McLean with it. McLean taken down on his knees with a shot, knocked wide. Kenny McLean almost with a remarkable goal after dropping to his knees that time. But Anzavino able to keep that one out with 13:20 to go. McLean does create an offensive zone face-off here, which he will take himself against Atkins. And a quick whistle as the puck on the face-off quickly covered by Anzavino. 13 left in this one. Again, this game tied 2-2 at the end of the second. But Connor Powell's second goal of the game just 17 seconds into this final period has put Elmira on top for the first time today. As Lippa had a chance, quickly denied by a group defensive effort there by Elmira. Clock stopped with 13:03 to go.
This is just something to note in one-goal games. Manhattanville not successful this season, just 3-6. Elmira, on the other hand, 4-1 in these one-goal games. So, and Elmira obviously in the driver's seat. Manhattanville with some work to do.
4 of their 5 UCHC losses this year were one-goal defeats for the Valiants. So some tough breaks in conference play this season, and if the score holds, would be another difficult loss for Manhattanville. As again, both teams playing for their season tonight in this single elimination conference tournament. As Elmira starts on the rush once again. Punked in by Adam Eby. Fever out as Manhattanville will start another rush here. A Slade taken down and a quick whistle.
We're going to get a penalty, and this is where Manhattanville's going to have to capitalize. Only 12 minutes and change to go in this one, and you have a power play opportunity down by a goal in the third. You need to be able to take advantage of it.
A tripping call appears to be on Anthony Magliano. So a 2-minute Manhattanville power play here, 12:21 left in regulation. So Manhattanville now with 2 minutes as a shot blocked in front. Garbinius couldn't quite get it by Dan Smith in front. Smith, 12 minutes left in regulation, 30 seconds gone on the Magliano tripping call.
And the last time Manhattanville was on the power play, not able to get anything going. Elmira with a great job keeping them to the outside, not letting them get set up, and it's been more of the same to this point on this power play.
As Fever out of his crease once again. As Jackson tries to start up another rush, but Moses with some nice pressure there, forcing Jackson behind his own net. Now Jackson starts ahead once again. Head for Bomarito. Bomarito scoring on the power play for Manhattanville's first goal at the end of the opening period. Nice interception and clearance that time by Calvin Houston. Halfway gone now on the Houston tripping call. On the Mangano tripping call, excuse me. Shot by Bomarito, save, rebound, score! Axel Waltot. The shot by Bomarito. We mentioned crashing the net. Wow, Waltot doing just that. Time the game with 11:01 to go.
And I was just about to say before that, man, Elmira once again doing a good job. They're standing up in the neutral zone, not letting Manhattanville cross the blue line with ease. And just a dump in. Bomarito gets it, shoots it to the low pass side, and Waltot there for the rebound, able to put it in, and we are back even at 3.
So the defender knocking in the rebound of the forward shot. And the junior defender out of Sweden again has tied this game once again. The second power play goal of the night for Manhattanville. Bomarito bidding for a second that time. But Waltot comes away the recipient of the goal. Again, tying things up here as we approach the midway point of this third and perhaps final period. Manhattanville coming in with 5 ties on the year, so no strangers to overtime. Elmira with 3 ties on the year, all of them in conference play as the clock stopped with 10:12 to go. As the Lapato, Berglund, Bomarito line.
Right back out.
Stick with what works for you if you're Arlen Marshall. There's Lapato to take the face off here. Lapato kicks it back to Jackson. Jackson throws one wide. Bomarito over, trying to keep in the zone. Elmira will wrap around, far side to near side.
And that one, Enzavino didn't even see it, I don't believe, till it was past him. He was screened in front. Unfortunately for him, the puck ended up going wide of the net, but not able to see that one. Good job in front by Manhattanville screening the goalie.
As Bomarito's shot blocked wide by Schmelzinger. As Elmira finally able to clear the zone. And now in on Fever, coming way out of the net. And paying the price as Elmira goes right back in front. And it looked like it was Chris Moses beating Manhattanville down the ice that time, and Fever took a risk coming out of his net, and Moses able to get it past him. And with a series of skaters coming into play, trying to block that shot, Moses buries one And for the first time tonight, a non-member of the Big Three has scored for the Soaring Eagles, who go right back in front 4-3 now with 9:36 left in the third period.
And that's a risk you run when you're going to, as a goalie, try to come out and make a play like that. You obviously leave the net empty and leave your team vulnerable there, and backfires heavily for Manhattanville and Fever in this one. And now, once again, down 1 goal and some work to do to catch up and tie the game.
As Elmira now with it back in the zone once again. Elmira still with. Now in on Fever. Backhand goes wide. Ford bidding for another one that time. Not sure if Fever knocked that one higher or it was simply shot over the net. The clock stopped with 8:59 to go in this one. Adam Ryder and Mike Puglisi with you here from Playland Ice Casino. Thank you to everyone for joining. Look like a delayed offsides there as Manhattanville clears the zone as Elmira dumps it right back in behind Fever. Pass too far in front of McLean as we immediately have a whistle and a hooking call upcoming.
So Manhattanville one more opportunity. They were able to cash in on the last power play to tie the game, and they're going to need it again as we are down under 9 minutes to go here in the third game. So
Ryan Jackson again hitting the post there, the third time tonight. He has come oh so close, but come oh so far from a goal. With 45 seconds now gone on the Mangano hooking call. So Elmira now with a 2-on-2. Moses across off the skate. Jackson at the point. Across to Gall. Gall looked to throw it across for Garbini's intercepted. Platt with a shot. Down. Under 15 seconds. Garbini's with it across for Gall. His shot saved by Azzavino. Some physical play picking up at the end of that one as Gall unable to convert there on the pass that made it through traffic that time after a few passes earlier in the rush were unable to find their mark.
And Gall denied right on the doorstep. Great save by Azzavino. Gall has it right in front of the net from point blank range, and Azzavino shuts the door. And Manhattanville denied the opportunity to tie the game here under 7 minutes to go.
So Manhattanville finding opportunities in these last minute 49, just unable to finish. Jackson across, slap shot by Garbini's blocking front. Rebound! Anderson, save made. As the net again comes off its moorings as looked like about 8 skaters all crashed to the net there. Clock stopped now with 3 seconds left on the power play. 6:33 left in the third period.
And we do have, once again, an update still to score 3-1 Newman over Lebanon Valley in Lebanon Valley. So
as teams return to full strength here, Manhattanville unable to convert on that last power play despite a number of excellent opportunities up close. As Knight and Spencer McLean in a battle down the far side. Elmira with it again. McLean throws one blocked aside by Fever. Rebound in front, knocked back into play as Gall comes away with it for Manhattanville. Gall lost it behind the net as Elmira tries to clear the zone here. Puck poked ahead. Nice play that time by Atkins to clear the zone for the time being. As Jackson will go all the way back behind his own net here. 5:30 to go in this one. Waltott plays one ahead for Beck. Waltott squeezes across for Slade. His shot blocked. Rebound. Wide, and Slade getting back into the play has his shot denied by Azzavino. So just a freshman, Azzavino, playing years above his ability right now with a series of phenomenal saves here, keeping Elmira in front by 1 with 5:20 to go in this one.
And again, we keep talking about it. Manhattanville doing what they got to do. Go to the net, get bodies in front, look for for a tip, a lucky bounce, whatever. At this point, it's you know, all hands on deck. So doing whatever they have to do in order to tie the game.
Nice play by Jackson to poke that puck free of Pucci's stick. Elmira still within the zone, thrown in front. Comes free for Beck. Beck throw one just too far in front of Dursin. Elmira with it now, under 5 to go in this one. As Eby waits behind his net. Still waiting as we hit the 4.5-minute mark. Finally, Lopato will apply a little bit of pressure. Puck thrown ahead off the skate of Garbinius. Garbinius poked one free, unable to connect with Lopato. Berglund fights to keep it in. Bomarito squeezes his shot, grabbed by Anzavino. Bomarito coming in with that. Again, Adam Ryder and Mike Puglisi with you from Playland Ice Casino tonight, UCHC. Another shot by Arfelt goes wide. Berglund fights to keep it in. His shot from a tough angle, knocked down. As we have a puck being played with a high stick, not a penalty, but it will stop. Under 3.5 to go. Martin with it now. Martin dodging the hit that time as Atkins goes flying into the boards. Break up the latest skirmish here. So again, Anzavino, who did not start in either game this season between the two teams, is Jake Sabarin, who is not dressed tonight, the goalie in both the regular season games. So Anzavino stepping up and playing a key role thus far. Not have allowed 3 goals, but he's made some superb saves as well, putting Elmira just almost got to that one off the boards. As we hit the 2:15 mark as Fever stopping that one. As Elmira going 1-on-5 that time. Lafayette nearly with a potential dagger, but it remains 4-3. Lopato tries to give chase. Lopato not sure if he was offside.
Yeah, it's fair.
So 6-on-5 here. As Libba with it. Libba with a chance. Saved by Anzavino. Rebound knocked wide. Is Bomarito able to get it over to Ferraro. Ferraro threw it to an empty spot in the far corner. As Manhattanville fighting to poke it free. Shot from a tough angle. Saved. Jackson with a attempt there from the far side. Under 15 seconds left in this one. Bomarito just keeps it in. Ferraro had it knocked in the air. 6 seconds ago, puck comes out of the zone, and that will do it. Elmira holds on and wins 4-3 as they advance to the UCHC semifinals this Saturday, as Manhattanville will end their season 12-9-5. They lost 4 times by a goal during the regular season in UCHC play, and their season ends tonight the same way as Elmira. Might have lost the regular season series, but playoff hockey, tournament hockey, raising their games tonight. And we mentioned it was going to take the big 3 and potentially a 3rd or 4th liner. Chris Moses filling the role of that 3rd or 4th liner tonight with the game-winning goal in the 3rd period for Elmira.
And we talked about it at the very beginning that big 3, Manhattanville was going to have to keep them neutral as they were going to have a chance, and that top line essentially took over this game tonight. 3 of the 4 goals for Elmira. Manhattanville had a chance at the end, had bodies in front, had getting pucks to the net, but not able to put one past Anzavino. And as a result, Elmira moves on. It looks like they are going to be going to Stevenson as Newman has a lead in Lebanon Valley as we speak.
4-3 the final once again here from Playland Ice Casino tonight. The Manhattanville men's hockey season coming to an end. And for Kyle Redmond, Fabian Andark, Kevin Lopato, Timmy Garbinius, and Stephen Gall, the 5 Manhattanville seniors, a massive thank you to them for their contributions during their time here at Manhattanville. As again, Elmira, the 4-3 victors tonight. For Mike Puglisi and our statistician, Steve Sheridan, thank you to everyone for joining us and for sticking with us tonight through our technical difficulties. Once again, your final from Playland Ice Casino, the Elmira Soaring Eagles 4, the Manhattanville Valiants 3. Until next time, everyone, good night and go Valiants.